हेलो एंड वेलकम बैक टू योर ओन यूट्यूब चैनल योर ओन पाठशाला ज्योतिशाला। तो फ्रेंड्स, कैसे हैं आप सभी? आशा करती हूँ आप सभी अच्छे ही होंगे और अपनी पढ़ाई जोर शोर से कर रहे होंगे। थ्रू दिस वीडियो आई हैव ब्रॉट टू यू एन इकोनॉमिक्स लेसन ऑफ ICSE स्टैंडर्ड 10. दैट इज़ द फर्स्ट लेसन. द बुक दैट द ICSE स्टैंडर्ड 10 is following currently is this book. It is by Frank Certificate Economics Applications, and the very first lesson of this book is demand. The very first lesson is demand, that is determinants. Yes, that is the very first lesson is demand, law of demand and determinants of demand. So this chapter, the students who come to me for help, so I have explained this lesson to them also, and I thought of explaining or sharing my my knowledge of this chapter with you, with my YouTube audience as well. So in this context, if I talk about this lesson in this context, there are certain terms which I would like to explain to my YouTube audience as well, so that it will be a great help for them and a content for me. So let me proceed it. So the chapter name is demand, law of demand and the determinants of demand. In this context, the very first point is, or the very first point to be noted is, what is the difference between economic goods and free goods? So that is, I don't have to go in much detail, like what a good is. The thing that satisfies our needs and requirement, that satisfies our requirement, is called a good. Now it can be of two types, that is economic good and free goods. Now what are economic goods? Economic goods are those goods which have a price because they are useful as well as scarce in their availability. So a good which we have to pay a price for, a price need to be paid, and the availability is less, that is scarce, and it is useful for us. So such goods are called as economic goods. So economics, as the term says, that something related with price, something related with money. So when we pay a price for something, and that something, and that is useful for us, and that is scarce in availability, is called economic goods. Now just in contrast to this is the free goods. What are free goods? Free goods are those goods which are free gifts of nature, and they do not command a price. Like if we talk about air, water, sunlight, all these are resources, natural resources, we can say, which we get free in nature. We don't have to pay a price for, and there's no scarcity, that is total availability is there in abundant. The availability is in abundant. Such goods are called as free goods. So this is the difference between free goods and economic goods. Okay, talking about the broad term which is demand. What is a demand at all? Now demand for a commodity refers, now whenever we demand, definitely we demand for a commodity. So demand for a commodity refers to the amount of the commodity which consumers are willing to purchase at different prices during a given period of time. So what is a demand? So let me explain you term wise or just word wise. Okay, demand for a commodity refers to the amount of the commodity which consumers are willing to purchase. So when a consumer is willing to purchase a commodity at a particular price, that is, or you can say at different prices during a given period of time. Suppose today is Saturday. On Saturday, suppose the price of mango is rupees 100 per kg. So if the consumer is willing to pay that price, 100 rupees for 1 kg of mango, then that is the demand. That is the demand of the consumer, that the consumer is willing to pay rupees 100 for 1 kg of mango. That is called as demand, that the consumer is ready to pay for, or consumer is willing to pay for that commodity, that is the 1 kg of mango, for that particular period of time, that is Saturday. Suppose if we talk about at different prices, if we talk about, suppose on Saturday it is 100 rupees per kg, and on Sunday it is 150 rupees per kg, on Monday it is 200 rupees per kg, and still if the consumer is ready to or willing to pay that price on those particular days, that is different prices on different days, then it is said as then this is said as demand. This is what demand means. So demand, I'll repeat it once again. So demand for a commodity refers to the amount of the commodity which consumers are willing to purchase at different prices during a given period of time. So when I talk about 1 week, suppose on different days of the week the prices vary of mangoes and the consumer is willing to pay, then that is called as demand. Means when I talk about a week, it can be one day, means different times of the day, like morning, afternoon, evening and night. It can be different time of one particular day. Here I am talking, I gave you the example of a week. Okay, coming to now, that was demand. So I gave you three terms. I gave you economic goods, free goods, and then I gave you demand. Now what is types of demand? Demands are also of different types. Now what are they? Now very first is individual demand, the second one is market demand, the third one is joint demand, the fourth one is derived demand, and the fifth one is composite demand. Now what is an individual demand? Now when the word itself tells you, individual means when we are talking about one single consumer. When we are talking about one single consumer, that is what is demanded by one single consumer, then that is said as individual demand. Let me read out what is the definition. Individual demand for a commodity is the quantity of a commodity that a single consumer is willing to purchase at various prices during a given period of time. So at various prices during a given period of time. Again, I'll take the same example. Suppose for a week, I am talking about Monday to Sunday. Suppose on different days of the week, the prices of per kg of mango is varying on different days, but the consumer is still willing to pay the price, then that is called as individual demand. Here, when I talk about individual demand, means I am talking about one single consumer. One single consumer, when he is willing to pay the price for per kg of mangoes on different days of the week, then that is said as individual demand. Coming to the market demand. Now what is market demand? Market demand refers to the total quantities of a commodity that all the households. Now as the word now from individual to market. Now when I was talking about individual, I was talking about one single consumer, but here I am talking about the market, the whole people all together of one particular society, or you can say one particular area. So it refers to the total quantity of a commodity that all the households are prepared to buy at various prices during a specified period of time. So again I'll continue with the same example. If I talk about 1 week from Monday to Sunday, if all the consumers of the area are willing to pay the price of per unit of mango or per kg of mango or varying on different days of the week, then that is, and again when I'm talking about market, means I'm talking about all the households together are willing to pay the price, varying prices of on different days of the week, then that is called as the market demand. So this is also the difference between individual demand and market demand, because in question papers you get this question that what is the difference between individual demand and market demand. Now those who are already known are very much familiar, but those who are new to the subject economics, it will be a help for them. That is, I am trying to support my explanation with the help of the example, so that the clarity of the concept is there with you people. And still, if you have a doubt, you can comment me in the comment section and ask me your queries, and I am always ready to work out your queries. Okay, coming to the joint demand. Now what do you mean by the term joint demand? Joint demand refers to the demand for two or more goods which are used jointly or consumed together. Now joint demand means, like suppose we need toothpaste. Along with the toothpaste, definitely we need a toothbrush. So that is called as the joint demand. So that one will not go without the other. Like if we need a toothpaste, then definitely we need a toothbrush. So when we talk about the combination of two, when there is a combination of two things together, then that is called as joint demand. Means if one is demanded, second thing is automatically demanded. Means without the second, the first is incomplete. So that is called as the joint demand. So very easy example that I gave you about Colgate, about a toothpaste and toothbrush all together you need. And suppose we talk about bread again, without butter is useless. So we need bread, and just to complement it or to support it, we need butter also. So bread and butter goes together. So this is when bread is demanded, butter is also demanded. Then this is called as the joint demand. I have tried to explain you with the help of the example. Coming to the derived demand. Now, what do we mean by the derived demand? Refers to the demand. So, derived demand refers to the demand for a product that arises because of the demand for some other product. Because of the demand for some other product. Okay, here we are talking about derived demand. I can give you the example of, suppose, building. You want to construct a building, so the demand is for the construction of a building. Now if you demand cement, now cement is useless without chips and without bricks and without bricks and without rods. Building of a, that is construction of a building, needs all the combinations together, then that is called as the derived demand. That is called as the derived demand. Means for construction of a building, you need cement, you need bricks, you need sand, you need rods. So this is what is the derived demand. Means just to fulfill a demand, you need other things also to complete it. So that is what is that is completing it. Is called as the derived demand. Okay, coming to the composite demand, is the demand for a commodity that has more than one use. Composite demand is such a demand when it has multiple uses. It can be used for multiple purpose. Suppose I take the example of steel rods. Okay, if I have a demand for steel rods for a construction of a house, I can use. So I have demanded steel rods. I can use it for construction of pillars. I can use it for making of windows. I can use it for the making of the gates of my house. So this is with the multi-purpose use of the raw material, which is rod. That is the composite demand. Composite demand means multi-purpose uses of a single product. That is called as the composite demand. Okay, I can take another example of milk. Suppose I have a demand of milk. Now milk can be used to make pudding. Milk can be used to make paneer. Milk can be used to make butter. So this is what is the composite or the multi-purpose use of the product milk. That is what is called as the composite demand. So this is what I will stop the video at this. If it will be too long, then it will be difficult for you to grasp whatever I have said in the video. In the next video, I'll upload the next part of this same lesson so that it will be a help to you and you can connect it with. Okay, yes friends, if you do like my video, please like and share with your friends. And also, if you have not subscribed to my channel up till now, then what are you waiting for? Please do subscribe to my channel and also help my channel grow. And do let me know in the comment section if you have any queries. Feel free to send your queries so that I clarify your doubts. And do let me know in the comment section as to what kind of videos you would like me to upload it for you, so that it will be a content for me and a help for you. See you soon in the next video. Till then, bye bye. And yes, of course, क्योंकि पढ़ेगा इंडिया तभी तो बढ़ेगा इंडिया. See you soon in the next video. Till then, bye bye.